Welcome everybody. Excited about the win. You know, opening games are always crazy anyway, and then you add the pandemic to it, all the things that have happened with the social injustice and the roller coaster that these kids and coaches across the country have been on. It's a true credit to them for them to be able to come and play a game, and give Syracuse credit. I thought they played hard throughout. I really thought the defense played well throughout the game. I wish we'd forced some turnovers. We've got to do a better job in that area. It was a concern last year, and we didn't get any today. The kicking game made so many different mistakes the first half. They played much better the second half. There's some things in our kicking game that can really be powerful and help us this year. And offensively, I thought we probably scored too quickly and felt like it was going to be an easy day, and then had some lapses against a new defense, and they were blitzing and moving all over the place, and we had inconsistencies, and the two turnovers really hurt us. And then the second half, we settled down and became the offense that we thought we wanted to be coming into the ballgame. So I thought with all the things that have happened with Coach Babers in preseason, with some kids opting out, and I thought his team played really hard, and they should be very, very proud of the effort that they gave. But I'm proud of our kids, proud of the second half, and our goal was to be 1-0. We are, and we'll get ready for Charlotte here starting tomorrow. Questions?
Okay, first up, Andrew Jones. Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Hey, Coach, a lot of the talk last 5 weeks is about improving the pass rush. 7 sacks today. What was key?
Andrew, I couldn't hear the last part, but I did hear the part where you asked about improving the pass rush. I think I was just trying to make them mad because they've got some talent in there. But I think the biggest difference in our defense is that we're too deep and we have fresh legs. And that really helps us more than last year. Tamon Fox got really tired last year at times. But there's a lot of guys out there that can rush the passer now, and I thought they did a very, very good job of that today. But being able to play too deep on defense will help us in special teams, because so many of those guys are on special teams, and it'll really help us cover and our pass rush. But I was really, really proud of those guys up front. They really didn't give DeVito very much time to throw. I can't hear you, Andrew. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Sorry, Andrew. We have to move on to the next one. Dina King, go ahead, Dina.
Hey, Coach. Dina King, Tar Heel Illustrated. You mentioned about the defensive front. That was one of your big concerns heading into the season. Give a grade on some of those guys, Tamari Fox, Ray Vahasik, Tamon Fox. How do you think they did?
I kept seeing well, we knew Tamon was a good player. He's a good player every day. But I kept seeing Tamari show up and Ray Vahasik show up. And those guys penetrated. They made some plays for loss. And those three guys are really, really good. Tyrone Hopper got cramps at one point, so he had to come out. We've got to make sure that he and Chris Collins continue to grow at that position. And then we've got to bring Desmond Evans, who didn't play today, and Kamen Rucker, who played quite a bit in the fourth quarter. We've got to bring them on so we can keep fresh guys there. Miles Murphy played some in the fourth quarter, and I thought he made a few plays. And then you've got Zach Gill and Kevin Hester, who I'm not sure he played. I didn't think he did. Varner might have played a little bit. So there's enough bodies and fresh legs there that we should have a good pass rush.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move over to Jared Fialco. Jared, go ahead.
Mac, I'm guessing right after the game ended and you had that large gathering on your field, that's in lieu of the post-game speech that you'd normally do in a locker room. I was wondering if that's the case, and if anything else kind of felt wildly different on a game day perspective / scenario than the normal, I guess.
I told them that if they wanted me to, I would dance in front of the fans. And since there weren't any there, I thought it was a great opportunity to do that. But that's a joke. It wasn't a very good one, but it was a joke. No, I thought our two game-like scrimmages really helped us today. and I didn't see much difference. It seemed like our guys had their mask on when they were supposed to, and the coaches did a good job keeping their mask on. We didn't have substitution issues, which I thought we would, and we communicated pretty well, even better in the second half than we did the first half. But it's just so weird that there's absolutely no crowd noise. Even when you have the music or the noise over the loudspeaker, when you're looking up, it's like a scrimmage, because you look up and there's just nothing. And so the young people have to create their own energy. And I said on game day before the show, and I think this is really true for all of us, we're playing without the traditions that we play with. It's still football. It's still against somebody else. You still want to win. It's still very competitive, but you don't have the bell tower walk. You don't have your recruits here. You don't have fans cheering you when you come in and not. You don't have students. You don't have the band. It's just, so all of the pageantry that we have is just gone right now. And we've got to understand that. And that's the only way we can play. But we felt like that we would go in at halftime because it was quite easy. But if you go in after a win and everybody's singing in a smaller dressing room and they're really excited, and some may not have their mask on, that it was just a safer move for us to do all of our talking outside. So we've said, as long as there's no fans in the stands and there's not weather issues, then we will meet outside after the game before we go in. And I talked to Dino Babers before the game last Wednesday, I think, and just said, he and I waved after the game was over. Our players and their players waved because, again, it's just safer if you don't get a lot of guys together hugging and with their buddies and high-fiving. And I think a few of the coaches might have had some conversation, but we wanted to be really, really safe after the game was over.
Thank you, Mack.
Thank you.
Let's move over to Bridget Condon. Bridget, go ahead.
Hey, Matt, going off on that, I know you had a big push this week and the past couple of weeks about having players' parents there. What was the biggest thing that you didn't notice? And could you kind of feel players in maybe big moments look up there out of routine looking for their parents?
I couldn't feel the team looking for their parents because I just stayed too busy. I didn't think about it. In fact, when I walked out, we ended up we had 25 tickets and we gave them to our seniors for their families. And that's all we had. So there were 25 people in the stands. And that was it. So, and I let Corey Holliday and the leadership committee decide how the seniors would divide the tickets. I think they got 2 each. So other than that, there were just absolutely no fans. In fact, when I looked up and saw a couple sitting in there, I said, who's that? And then I remembered our seniors did get in. But it is still very disappointing for me and for our team not to have the families of our players there. I don't think it's safe for their mental health to watch them play. Many of these parents have told me this is the first time they've ever missed any sporting event in their life, in their history. So I hate that for them. And then we've told the players, you're going to go out with your parents tonight, because many of them came to town and just couldn't see the game. So be smart and be careful and still wear your mask. And we want to play next week. And don't make decisions tonight while you're really excited that could hurt you next week.
Okay, move over to Greg Barnes. Greg, go ahead.
Mack, you've talked about how mistakes were going to happen given how things have played out this offseason. Obviously, you'll fix the corrections, but is this a game where you focus more on the positives and don't worry about the negatives so much?
Greg, in your first ball game, you usually are fixing so many things anyway. And with us, we felt like it's probably a great opener for us because there's a lot of things we've got to fix. And at the same time, they can see that we have a chance to be really good because there were so many positives that we can build off of. But you can coach them much harder and be a lot more critical of them with the concerns that you have when you win. And we played a lot of people, so that's always good for morale as well. So we'll celebrate tonight. We'll be really excited tonight, and then tomorrow we'll really get after them. If you heard our meetings tomorrow, you'd think we would have lost the game.
Thanks.
Next up is Brendan Marks. Brendan, go ahead.
Hey, Mac. Sam was sacked twice, took a couple other hits. I know Josh didn't end up playing today. Where were the breakdowns coming there for you, and how much is your level of concern with the offensive line and protecting him?
I will have to wait and see that. It was hard to see. They were doing a lot of twisting and bringing an extra player. So I'm sure it was probably just somebody that missed. I know, in fact, on a run on 3rd down and 4, we got hit in the backfield, and we had an offensive guard just absolutely whiffed because they were trying to move every play, and they were undersized compared to us. So I thought Sam did a really good job changing up his snap count to keep them off balance, but they moved and blitzed every play, and earlier in the game, we just missed some. And Sam did a good job of getting rid of the ball most of the day. But we don't want to throw 2 interceptions, and we don't want to have those sacks. I mean, that's just who we are.
What is your level of concern with Josh?
With Josh.
With Joshua, is he?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Josh Azudu, Coach.
Oh, I have none. He will be back soon. So.
Thank you.
The biggest concern I have with him is that he didn't play, and he's our best offensive lineman, and he can substitute in 4 spots. So that really hurt us. And hopefully he might play next week, but if not, the open week, he'll definitely be able to play by Boston College. But that'll be up to the medical team and Jeremy.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you all.